Welcome back to Hollie Hobbies. If you're here, say hello in the chat so I know you're here, and we will get started here. Let's see, we have Kaden and Debbie. Hello, hello. That's okay, Kaden. It might be a long live today, so if you have to leave, I'll probably still be here when you come back. So I am going to get started because this is going to be, I always kind of bite a little bit more than I can chew, but I really wanted to do this design, and I'm going to do it because I've been wanting to. I'm going to show you a petal today. I saved a few to do with everybody. And I'll just give a couple minutes. I just made a fresh pot of coffee, and let me have some sips, and we are going to get started. How's it going, guys? What have you been up to? Are you staying warm in that crazy weather? Is everything still crazy, or is it starting to settle down a little bit? Where are you from, Kaden? Sorry, I'm trying to get back to my chat here. Where's the chat? There it is. How's it going, Debbie? Hi, Marlene and Sandy and Nancy. Hello, hello. Welcome. You turned your air conditioner on, Becky. Wow, where do you live? Anna and Phyllis and Andres, hello, welcome. Holly, Catherine, all right, hello everyone. We're going to do a flower. I've done a few of the cruffle wreaths, and my passion is the flowers, and I love working with the poly burlap mesh and making different flower designs. So we're going to do another flower today, which is what I've been really wanting to do. That's why I bought the poly burlap mesh, and I got that shipment from Craft Outlet because I really want to do a lot of flowers, and those are what makes me happy, and I love a flower wreath. It's 70. Wow. Hi, Elizabeth. Hello, everyone. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I have a nice fresh pot of coffee. It's my first fresh one today, and I'm excited. We've got everything prepped and ready to go. So I'm going to get started because I have a feeling this could be a long live, and I really want to kind of get this going here. So what we're going to be doing is, I don't know if anybody has ever done this petal before. It's called a daisy petal. And I've done this petal in one of my tutorials, but I used the 21-inch mesh. So we're doing the same exact petal, but I'm taking it down to a 10-inch mesh. And they're super cool looking. They're really fun. And we are going to make a spring daisy. So I'm going to get started. And hello from Florida and Colorado. Hi, Tom Hutton and Elizabeth, Barbara, Denise. Welcome. And feel free to chat among yourselves in the chat. And sometimes when I'm crafting, the chats will kind of go past me, but if you have any questions, I'll go swing back to them and answer any questions that you might have. So I'm using a 10-inch poly burlap mesh, and I used my wood burner tool to cut it, and that helps seal the edges to reduce the fraying. And so I've already prepped a bunch of petals, but we're going to do a few together. And this is a very fun petal to do. And if you have any questions on it, just let me know. It just has a different, unique look to it, and I really like it. It's fun to try out different petal techniques. Woo, -20? That is cold. We have a beautiful day here in California today. The sun's out and it's a nice day. It's definitely getting some spring fever going on around here. So I hope everyone's doing good. So that's pretty much the petal right there. It just kind of has that neat top right there, which makes it a little different than the other petals. Debbie. I would too if it was going to be -20. Holy smokes. Becky, you made a flower wreath today. What kind of flower did you do? And this one, you pinch and grab a little bit off center. And that way it folds into the bigger pocket. And this is really fun to do on the 21-inch mesh too. See how that's like slightly off center? So that way when we fold it over, this little one goes into the big one. It flips right over and you don't see that zip tie at all. Hi Zoe, welcome. And Sharon, Denise, Karen. You, Sandy, I believe there's a couple buttons or a couple dots that you can hit, or the X, and it will close out the chat. So you can, it'll put everything on full screen without the chat. Aren't flower wreaths the funnest, Becky? I love doing any kind of flowers. I love the rose wreath. That's probably one of my favorites. And I will be doing another one of those live because I've been dying to do a variegated rose. That's been on my list. I've done a pink one, a red one. I've done a patriotic American flag, but I've never done a variegated. And I think that would be really pretty. Thank you, Debbie. I don't know everything on this end, what it's like on your end. I just see an X on mine, and that's how I can X out the chat. Hi, Chioma, welcome, and Kelly, hello. Kelly, I just finished my dog paw wreath today, and I absolutely love it. So thank you for your tips and suggestions for me for that one. That one was a lot of fun, and that's going to be my tutorial coming up on this Sunday, February 1st, will be the dog paw wreath. Three buttons at the top. There's a toggle button. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for helping out, because a lot of times, like I said, I don't know all that kind of stuff from this end. I am not that tech savvy. It's amazing that I can even figure out my YouTube channel, but I've learned a lot along the way. That's for sure. Hey, Lori. Well, Lori's at Hobby Lobby. All right, Lori. Is Carl with you? Are you guys shopping? Picking up some fun goodies? Lori sent me the cutest picture of Vito and Lucy playing in the snow. They absolutely love the snow. Tell Carl I said hi. Hopefully you'll get out without getting in too much trouble. I forget which week it is, if it's the mesh ribbon week this week or not. There you go. Pretty cool, huh? I like it. I think that petal is really neat looking. All right. Carl loves to shop. Yeah, so you guys might be a while. I love that. My husband went there once with me and he was completely overstimulated, overwhelmed. And I just brought him to the one section with all the fun signs like the baseball, and he loved all that. But yeah, it was like, whoa, like when you very first step in a Hobby Lobby. I remember my first time, I was just could not believe that there was a crafting store like that. Hobby Lobby is full of stuff to keep you in check. Holly, I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Yep, otherwise we get a little crazy. I totally get that. Hey, Shannon. Welcome, welcome. We're doing the flower today. I'm getting back to my passion here. I had fun doing the cruffle wreaths and all that kind of stuff, but this is what I got all this poly burlap for, that one shipment, and I am been itching to make some flowers. This petal is called the daisy petal. And it has a unique shape to it. It's like a daisy. And I've done this on the 21-inch mesh. If you, I have a tutorial with the 21-inch mesh. So you can do it on any size mesh. Hey, Lady Rivers, welcome. And it's just a really fun one to do. And I was looking up daisies on the internet and I saw a beautiful pink daisy with purple in the center, and that was my inspiration for today. That's okay, Lady Rivers. We're all here. I'm getting started because this might be a long live. I want to try to get through this without it taking up too much time. But you guys all know me. I always kind of take on stuff and think, oh, it's not going to be that. I'll get this done quick. And then it turns into a long live. But I do my best. But crafting takes time, as we all know. Oh, Lady Rivers, are you okay? Are you okay? Did you hurt yourself when you fell? You didn't hurt yourself, or you're not okay? I love daisies too, Zoe, and there's so many beautiful colors. Lily, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, friend. I like being on YouTube better than Facebook. I only go live on YouTube as of right now. And YouTube is my favorite platform, but it's Facebook too. Those are my two biggest platforms, is Facebook and YouTube. So, but of course YouTube has my heart because I love making tutorials and sharing them with everyone. So yeah, I mean, eventually, once I can figure out the dual live streaming, like I said, I'm not that tech savvy and I don't have an extra camera, and I got to figure out those streaming things where you can stream on different platforms at the same time. So once I figure that out, I would love to be able to go live on Facebook and TikTok. But right now I have my hands that keeps me busy going live here on YouTube. So I don't think I would be able to do it on the other platforms unless I had figured out that dual streaming stuff. Lady Rivers, let's see. Oh no, Lady Rivers. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you're resting and you're taking some pain medicines to help ease that pain. I'm really sorry to hear about that. Your dog pulled you down while walking him. Oh, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. You didn't break anything, did you? Yes, we will all be sending your prayers for a speedy recovery. I always get so nervous that I'm going to trip on Turbo, and we have all tile floor. And I always just get, he's always under our feet. And I just think one of these days I'm going to trip on him and end up breaking a hip or something. Oh, you sprained your ankle. Oh, man. Well, we hope that you just rest and you have some healing, and we'll be praying for you, Lady Rivers. Your dog sent you to physical therapy. Oh, Lori. For those that don't know, Lori has huge two Saint Bernard dogs, and they are huge. Vito and Lucy. All right, I prepped all the other ones, so I just wanted to do a few with you. So it's a really fun petal. So yeah, if anybody has any tips on dual streaming, let me know, because I know there's some different things you can buy, but I don't know. It's all that stuff is so overwhelming to me. So right now I'm just happy going live on YouTube because I finally figured out this platform, and it's working out really good for me. So I want to just keep doing it on YouTube. Hey Teresa, welcome. Oh, Lady Rivers, I'm so happy that brings you comfort. We love having you here. I think crafting just kind of makes everything better, right? Even whether you're crafting it yourself or you're watching it, it's so soothing and therapeutic for sure. All right, so this is the last petal, so it's very easy. They're all a little different. That's why I just try to shape it to try to keep it about the same. Yeah, how is your husband doing? Boy, Debbie, wow. I know you were going through a lot with your husband, and now he's the cancer on his nose. Oh my gosh, when it rains, it pours. Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to go, right? And it's like your car, you know, you'd rather not know everything that's going on with it. But yeah, that's what happens, huh? All right, so we've got the petals done, and we're going to be using the 8-inch wreath frame. These are from Dollar Tree. I love getting these. They come in a, I think a two or three pack. I forget if it's two. I think it's 2-pack, and they're great wreath frames. And remember, you could do any flower that I do. You could do on any of the wreath frames, just like when we did that lolly petal one, the scoop. We did it live on the 8-inch, or we did it live on the 12-inch, and I had a tutorial on the 8-inch. So they're all can be done on any of the wreath frames. So we're going to start attaching them. And I already have my canvas mesh attached. And I always get this mixed up. Somebody had asked me about the mesh the other day, and I told them the wrong size. It's the size 5 that's bigger. I said size 7. So I always get that confused because the lower the number, the bigger the holes. So I like to use the size 5 because it has bigger holes and it's just easier to get your zip ties through. So let's take our petals. They don't have, oh, bummer, Kelly. They don't have any of the wreath frames? Because I hear that a lot from people, and I don't know. I must just have really good Dollar Trees or something, because mine I can always find these and the 14 inches all the time. And then I can still find the pumpkins, the carrots, the bunnies, the candy canes. They still carry those at mine. The only one that is I don't see anymore like I used to see are the hearts and the oval, which I really miss the oval. I like using the ovals. Hi, Betty. Hi, friend. How are you? Yeah, I really am. Hello, I'm back. I meant to warn you in the beginning, when it freezes like that, it's the stinking spam calls that come through. So even though I silence the notifications, when the spam call comes through, I've noticed it freezes the live. So just hang in there. It'll come back, but it's really annoying, and I could never figure it out because my internet's fine. And then I figured out what it is, and it's the lives. I mean, it's the spam calls that are coming through. So if it does that again, just I'll come back. Yes, I know. I thought by turning the notifications off that it wouldn't do that. But nope, it did it. And last live, it did it a couple times. And then when I got off the live, I saw the missed spam calls right during the live, and I knew it. Okay, so I'm just adding these on the middle bar. People are leaving the reframes because they know Holly needs them. I promise I don't take them all. I promise. Boy, people get all worked up when you sometimes I'll post a picture of like the wreath frames that I got or whatever, and there'll be like a pile of them, and people are they get all worked up. Did you save some for everybody else? Like, yes, I saved some. I have 4 Dollar Trees. All right, so what I'm doing, just like I've done with my other petals, is I'm attaching this on the number 2 bar, which is the middle bar. I always name them from the outside going in, and I'm using zip ties, 2 zip ties, because I'll show you why I'm using 2 zip ties. And I'm only using them on this first row, because once I get into the mesh, I don't have to do this. But let me show you what it looks like if you just did 1 zip tie. See how one zip tie, see how it's angled like that? So the other zip tie, you do it in the opposite direction and it straightens it up. So let me show you the difference. And see how that just straightened that up? So I'm only doing it for the first row here. I love this poly burlap, it's pretty. And each petal's a little bit different, which is unique and fun about this one. Like, look at that one's a little smaller. I think I'm gonna take that one off actually and save that for the middle. It's like you try to make them all the same, but with this petal, they all have a different kind of look to it. We'll use this one. If it were me, oh, Tanya, that's so sweet. Thank you, Betty. I love that. Thank you for the reminder, because I always forget to say that, and I appreciate you reminding everybody, because all of that helps me and my channel, giving this live a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right down below. Makes it really easy. And I release new tutorials every Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I go live at least once a week. I'll probably gonna pop on live tomorrow and do my TMI Gifts unboxing. I placed an order, and I know we've done a couple unboxings with the craft outlet, so I thought I would share the TMI unboxing, what I got. I got a lot of fun goodies. I love that, Kelly. From the beginning, huh? Because this February will be my 4-year anniversary on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So I appreciate all of you that follow me, that have been following me and continue to follow me. And it's been a journey, and I just love having you all on this journey with me. Because it's been a journey, all right. A lot of learning, a lot of growth. How are you doing a workshop coming up? I haven't set up any work. Are you talking about the spring summit, Debbie? Are you talking about what my goal that I wanted to do for the new year? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, which workshop. But if you're talking about the spring summit, that will be, I'm going to be starting to share about that a lot in February, but I'm a guest designer at the spring summit, and it's on February 25th at 1 p.m. I'll be going live and in a private Facebook group that's just for the summit. So I'll give you all information on that when I get back from my cruise. And then I'll really start focusing on that. I got a cruise coming up, and I need some R&R. I'm ready. I'm ready to relax and feel that ocean breeze. Well, they will be selling tickets, Debbie, but it hasn't launched yet. It's launching in February 9th is when everything's being launched. So I will definitely have a link for that, for tickets. It is free, but there'll be some options to purchase tickets, like if you want to be able to watch the replays anytime and to have access to the bonus stuff. So I will definitely have more information, but right now what I do know is that's my time slot, and I really hope that you all can be there. And did I just pick up that one petal I put off? See okay, I'm gonna just overlook it. You know how I get all crazy sometimes when it comes to certain things. So yeah, I will have all the information coming up for that, and that's just going to be a really fun 3-day event with a lot of designers, and it's going to be in a private Facebook group, and it's going on for 3 days. So I hope that you all can be there and support me in that, because I'm going to be nervous. I'm not nervous anymore going live on YouTube because it's my channel and I can be silly and goofy, and you guys all know that about me. I'm going live in somebody else's Facebook group, and there's going to be a lot of people that probably don't know Hollie Hobbies, and so I need to, I'm just going to be nervous. I'm still trying to figure out my design, but I have some options with my TMI order, so we'll see. We'll see what I'm going to make, but I know it's going to be something springy. I have what's an easy wreath to make? I would probably say the basic, maybe a like a, what do they call that, a bubble wreath, like the basic, the poof. I would say maybe a poof method. I have a few of those on my YouTube channel. Those are pretty easy. You don't have to use like this kind of stuff might hurt your hands with the zip ties and all that, but like a basic poof method. I would think too, any of the Cruffle ones that I did with the preloaded pipe cleaners, those would be pretty easy on the hands. Betty, I don't think I got that message. No. Was it on Facebook Messenger? I'll have to go look for it. Because what happens sometimes, well, a lot of times, what happens is my messages get buried because I have so many of those automations that are going out, and sometimes I can't, they get buried way down here, and I have to go through all of it, and sometimes it takes me a while to get through all of those. So I'm sorry if I missed it. I will definitely, after this live or tonight, I will make sure that I'll punch your name in and find that message. So I apologize if I missed that. I'm starting to think that maybe the best place to get a hold of me might be my email, because of that. Sometimes, like I said, they get buried, and I really do try to get back to everybody, but sometimes it just takes me a long time. I usually sit down at night and I answer my messages, or reply to my comments, things like that. And you can always share. I'd rather like do advice kind of stuff through Messenger though, but I'll look it up, Betty, I promise. They quit having any frames. Oh my gosh. They are no fun. That is no fun at all. Because I mean, at least usually you can find the 14 and these 8-inch, but gosh, if you can't find any frames, have you asked them if they're ever going to get a shipment in Fayetteville? Barbara? Because a lot of times the workers have a catalog, and they could they'll open up the catalog, because I've asked them before if they were getting certain things in, and they'll pull out their little calendar or their catalog, and it'll say, like, you know, it has a certain date and this is the shipment, that what they're getting in and all that. Okay, Betty. Yeah, I'll look at that tonight, and then I will definitely get back to you on that for sure. Yes, Debbie. I love the chit chat messages. I know that you've been busy when I haven't heard from you in a while. So, Tanya, you're having a hard time too in Kentucky. They said they tell them to pull certain things and they don't know why. Huh. Yeah, I'm thinking the poof method, that was my very first wreath method, that when I first started doing wreaths, that I did was the poof method. And I think that will be a good one for you to do. And I would suggest doing the preloaded zip ties on the 16-inch frames, because then you don't have to load the zip ties up yourself. And I do have one that was, well, I have a lot of poof ones, but I have one that I did in the winter recently, and that was on the raised wreath frame. It was like a reindeer on there, and that was a basic poof method. And I just added a couple rolls into the pipe cleaners to give it a little extra, and then you can add any sign of your choice and a bow, and you got yourself a wreath. So yeah, and you can also look back in the, like, my earlier tutorials. I've, like, in the very beginning, I did an Easter poof one, and you could do if you don't want to do a bow, you could do little ribbon bundles. So I have, like I said, I've been doing this for going on 4 years. So you got to sometimes have to scroll way down, and that's why I send out those automations, because people can't find the tutorials that they're looking for, because sometimes they're just buried, you know, through a few different seasons. Shannon, is it your 4 year too? Weren't we both in February of 2022? -7 degrees. Oh my goodness, that is some cold stuff right there. Oh, thank you, Loretta. I really appreciate that. Are you, you're on Facebook, Loretta? Because I'm going to make sure that I'm following you. You started 2023? I thought I was I think I was February 2022, but I kept saying 3 years, and then Betty corrected me that it's been 4 years. Because, you know, I lost a year, just like I was telling everybody I was 56 and I'm 55. I'm not quite 56, so I obviously can't do math too well. I was not a math major. I kept saying, oh yeah, I've been doing this 3 years. I'm like, oh. Betty's like, no, that would be 4 years. Dang, that is like cold. I mean, I guess you definitely would have to wrap your pipes and all that kind of stuff, right? When it gets like that. That is some serious cold. That is a cold that I don't think I've ever experienced in my life. Because we are very spoiled here in California with the weather. It just doesn't get cold. That's why we're just a bunch of wimps when it comes to cold, because we don't know that kind of cold. I was laughing yesterday with my hairdresser, just how we are. We're just so like sissy lalas, like, oh, it's cold, there's a little fog, you know. All you guys are in the 7 degrees, below 7, 17 inches of snow. You have to leave the water. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yes, time does fly, Kelly, right? When you're crafting. Why does it seem like I'm not going to have that? I totally thought I cut enough petals. Please don't tell me that I didn't. Here, I was trying to prep and get ahead, and now it looks like, yeah, I'm doing way more petals than I thought I was going to do here. Let's see here. Maybe you could spread them apart a little bit more. Because I don't know if I have another row of this pink. I think I do. I can't tell if that's a coral up there or pink, but I want to make sure that I want to make this work here with what I prepped. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Yeah, I had a self-care day yesterday, which I desperately needed. Big time. It felt so good just to get away and just do stuff for me. I have a celebration of life from someone I went to high school with, and there's going to be, I mean, it's going to be like over 2,000 people at the celebration of life. Pretty much like a high school reunion. I mean, it's going to be crazy. Just trying to spread these out because I want to make sure this is going to work with what I prepped here. Okay, let's do that. No school all week, so the kids are like, woo! Do the kids just love it when it's snow days? Oh, I'd be like, my kids would have been so excited. Yay, a snow day. Oh, man, oh, yeah, that must be very scary, Tanya. 'Cause you got to keep everything warm and yeah, that would be very nerve-wracking for sure. And bless you. I know what that is entails. I've been a caregiver pretty much my whole life, and I have taken care of family members as well, and it's a lot. I know. So I bless you. I don't think people realize what an emotional toll it takes to be a caregiver. It's a lot of work. I took care of my great aunt. She was my everything, and she had dementia, and she fell and broke her hip at 95. And our kids were little, and so that was a journey. And then most recently, well, I took care of my neighbor's parents till they both passed. Suzanne was blind, Ron had dementia, and then I took care of my father-in-law, who came from home from the hospital on hospice with cancer. And so I definitely know about all that kind of stuff. It's not easy. All right, let's see if that will work here. Because like I said, I only cut so much here. And I don't want to have to plug that back in and put you through all that prep stuff. Let's see. Oh, you don't get mail either. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is some severe weather. Where are you at again, Tanya? Hey, Valerie. Welcome. Teresa, it's called a daisy petal. It's a daisy petal. So it has that unique little shape at the top there. Hello, Elizabeth from North Ireland. Thank you, Valerie. I am making a daisy flower, and I was Googling some daisies, and I saw a pink one with purple center, and that was my inspiration for today. I was going to do the classic white with the yellow, but when I saw that, I thought, I'm doing that one. Even though then in hindsight, I thought, oh, because I want to do a tutorial too with this. But maybe I'll have to do like a purple or something. I mean, I can do the white. But I already did the white with the 21-inch mesh with the yellow center. So this petal can be done with any mesh, the 10-inch or the 21-inch. Oh, thank you, Better Left Unsaid. You're so sweet. Thank you. Lori, bye, Lori. You have a fun night out with Carl. All right, let's see if we got, let's see how many we have here. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. All right, so this is what we have so far. I love flowers. Flowers are like my favorite wreaths to make. I like to do a little bit of everything, but I love the flower wreaths. They just make me happy. I just brought out my rose, my red rose that we did live on one of my earlier lives. And it just makes me so happy. I love flower wreaths. All right, make sure I'm not missing any messages. All right. Okay, so now we're going to come in onto the plastic canvas. And let's just kind of, let's see here. And when we do these other ones, they're kind of going to push the other petals up so they don't fall back. So let's do something about like so. Yeah, Kelly, the rose is really fun. And it looks like it would be really hard to make, and it's really super easy. It's the same petal. You're doing the same petal. You're just layering and layering with that. I call it the jellyfish petal. I don't really know what the name of that petal is, but that's all you're doing is that same petal. I think we've done that petal. Oh, we did that. It's kind of like what you make before you do the scoop. And it's just a, it's a fun wreath. I really love that wreath. Lily, you got this. Some of them seem very intimidating, but they're, once you break it down and you do it step by step, you're gonna you'll be amazed. Like I was intimidated to do that rose wreath for so long because it just, to me, it looked like it was hard. And then once I did it, I was like, oh, this isn't as hard as I thought it was. So I do have a lot of flower tutorials where I walk you through step by step. And I'll take you through the process. So, and that's what's nice with the tutorials. You can pause, you can skip parts, you can, you know, just take each section step by step. Yeah, I got my little plastic YouTube sign. I'm like, that's going to have to do until I get that silver play button someday. I won that in a challenge, a YouTube challenge. I like my YouTube swag. It's fun. And I got a YouTube, like a fleece blanket. So I'm waiting for them to give us another challenge because I love that kind of stuff. I'm very competitive when it comes to challenges. Yes, I know, Barb. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're very spoiled. Us Californians, we have no idea what cold is. Yeah. And you're probably just rolling your eyes like, please, I don't want to hear it. Because the weather is just, it's very consistent all year round. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does get cold up in the mountains, but I don't live in the mountains. I live in the central part of California, in the valley, in ag country. But if I want cold and I want the snow, I can drive about 2 hours and I'll be up in the cold. Not like that kind of cold, but so yeah, I just think, oh, the sunflower, that is one of my favorites. That was, I think the sunflower was my very first flower wreath that I ever did. I love the sunflower wreath. And that's why I was just kind of missing a flower wreath, and I really wanted to do one today. Because I think that's kind of what people like to see on my channel. I mean, I don't know. I do a little bit of everything, but it seems like the different out of the box kind of stuff that I do, like flowers, you know, things that are different from a regular wreath, or the tutorials that do better for me. So I decided I'm going to hit a lot of flowers lately because if that's what's working for me, I need to stick with it. Yes, thank you, Tanya. I do like to do a variety. I like to do a little bit of everything. Sometimes I was making so much flowers, and then I was like, gosh, I really miss making like a cruffle wreath. And so then I did a bunch of cruffle wreaths, and I got that out of my system. It just depends, I guess, on what mood I'm in. And if you hear any snoring, that is Turbo. He's on this bed snoring right now. I put him outside. If you guys don't know, hear me talk about Turbo, he's attached at my hip. And he never like does anything by himself. So I put him outside because earlier this morning his stomach was upset and he just wanted to eat grass. So I put him outside when I was getting ready. He's never outside by himself. And I was watching him through the window, and he's just standing there staring at the gate, waiting for me. and then he walked around a little bit, but he was outside a whole hour by himself. And then he came in. He was just like he hadn't seen me in a week. He was so excited. He is a very spoiled little dog. Thank you, Donna. The more intricate, the better. I like it. The tucked. Oh, I haven't done that one yet, Kelly, but I want to do that one. I really love the look of that, and that is on my list. And I don't know the name of everything. Is that the one where you do the triangle and then you pull the one side over, flip it over, and pull the other side? Is that the pinwheel? Or is the pinwheel is different, right? I'm trying to think. But I want to do that one where you do the sides, and I love the one that you're saying. I just can't picture in my head, but I like how it's tucked. And that looks so pretty when it's all tucked around the outer edge. Yeah, there's a lot of petals that I just I haven't done that I want to do. Okay, now everything's starting to look the same here. So I have these two, I have these two, and now let's do this one. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working on for this spring is branching out with trying some different petal techniques that I haven't done before. And definitely want to do that one. Teresa, well, I started listing some in my Etsy store again. I wasn't going to list them in Etsy as much, but I decided I'm going to start listing my wreaths in there again. So I just haven't done listings yet for the angel wings, but I'm going to add the 2 angel wings that I've done. I listed all my Valentine designs. And so yeah, I'm going to try to start selling them on my Etsy store again. I don't really advertise it or put that much effort into trying to sell my wreaths, but I am starting to list them again. I took out a bunch of stuff I had in my Etsy store. I was trying to just kind of simplify it to a few designs, but I also donate a lot of my wreaths, so I only list certain ones, but I donate a lot of them to the thrift store. I just did a huge truck full not that long ago. Okay, so let's see here. So we have 2, 2, 2. And we'll do one here, and we'll do one here. Sorry, everything's starting to look all the same here. Here. Okay, there we go. Yep, so I'm going to be listing, of course, my favorites I keep hang up at my house. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of wreaths, and I don't have room for the wreaths. So I will be, once I start I want to start a Facebook group. I'll be maybe, I don't know, doing some giveaways once I figure all that out. And then once I figure out my email list, I want to be doing some giveaways too with all that kind of stuff. So when I was a caregiver for Suzanne, I told you I caregived for my neighbor's parents. She was, she loved hearing about all of my wreaths that I was making. She used to be a crafter back in her day before she became blind. I think she became blind at like 49. And she did all the craft stuff, made the Barbie clothes. So we were very connected with the crafting thing. And she loved hearing about what wreath I was making, how many subscribers I had on YouTube, and every wreath that I was making, she had to have. She wanted a wreath, so she ended up with like 4 or 5 of my wreaths, and it just made her so happy. I would give her the wreath and tell her what it was, and she'd fill it, and she would just be tickled pink. So I love spreading the joy that way. It's so fun. All right. You have a room full. Yes, I'm telling you, they start stocking up around the house real quick. Hey Patty, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. This is what we have so far. I'm doing the daisy petal. I've done it on the 21-inch mesh, but I've never done it on the 10-inch mesh. So I'm excited to make some more flowers. That's why I bought a bunch of burlap from Craft Outlet, because spring, we got to have our flowers, right? Okay, so we have that. And just to give you, let me try to find it over here. This was, I mean, you could do something like this too. Just the little something. You could always add a sign in the middle of your flower if you wanted to. That's always a fun option. And I might end up having to cut a little bit more because I don't know about those gaps. I think we maybe should have added. I just wanted to make sure I had enough mesh. So I'll probably end up cutting another one and adding it around this outside. I'm just trying to make it work with what we have, but I feel like we just have to add another one in there. So let me do that right now before we move on here. But yeah, I think we're all just waiting for spring. Everyone's got spring fever. Patty, I like the new cross that you did with that petal. I'd never seen that petal. Did you come up with that petal? Is that one of your originals? All right, there we have that extra one on that other side there. All right, I think that has filled it up a little bit better, what I was looking for. All right. Well, this is going along a lot faster than I thought it was going to. We might actually have our quickest live yet. It's actually the beginning of this daisy petal. You just left it with a flat top. Huh. I'll have to take another peek at it. I just thought it looked so cool what you did. It was really beautiful. You know, Lily, I don't know. Patty, do you have any calla lilies on your channel? I will be doing some different flowers, but I don't have a calla lily, no. I do have a calla lily on my cross wreath, but I bought that one from Hobby Lobby. I bet it would be very pretty. I love calla lilies. All right, so now we have that, and we are going to add some more here. I got this. We're going to make our own center. This was like a one foam thing. I don't know if I got it from Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, and then I just cut it in half with a serrated knife. So we're going to use one of these for the center. We're going to make our own center. So let's finish adding. And it looks like I might need one more. Let's see how many we're going to use here. Let's add just a few more here in the center. Just play around first. We might have to cut one more, but I might be able to get by with 5 here. I think we'll make it work with 5. And now we're just going to keep adding onto that plastic mesh, which is nice. You have all this extra surface to work with. And then you're not going to see any of this middle part, because we're going to cover it up. We're going to make our own center. Those are my favorite things to make, is my own centers. And there's so many things you can do with those when you make your own center. Maybe I'll do a tutorial someday about making your own centers, the different ways. Okay, Hobby Lobby. Thank you, Kelly. Sometimes I forget where I get everything from. It's kind of a little here, a little there. All right, so we're just squeezing them in. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on messages here. Let's see. Oh, that was nice of you, Tanya. Oh, I hope they raise some money. That's awful. There's so many accidents on those things. We live we go to the coast a lot by Pismo Beach, and that's where people take those to the dunes. And there's more accidents on those things, on the dunes. Oh, that's fun, Lily. I have donated a few before. People have reached out to me, but for different fundraisers. But I haven't had anybody reach out to me in a while about that one. Debbie, the jewels are they're gifts that you send to creators. So like on some of my lives, it'll like when you see the jewels that come up, that is somebody sending me a gift, and that is a monetary gift depending on how many jewels. How like you can send different gifts that way, and those are gifts to the creators, and they and that's it. All it goes into our how we get paid. So they'll add, whatever rubies or gifts. So like when you see like people live streaming and you see all those things, those are people, they're sending them gifts. And so basically it equates to money. And so depending on how, I don't really know how all that works, like the packages that you buy, but yeah, that's what those are. Those are gifts that you send to creators. And I just want you to know that all the gifts that I receive and that I have been sent, it all goes towards crafting supplies. So I can keep creating. Yeah. And I know that there's something too, I don't know if any of you guys have figured this out, because I haven't figured it out, but there's a way that you can hype the video, and I don't really know. So if anybody, you guys can see, like, you can hype this, if you could do that, that helps me. It puts, like, it gets your stuff out to more people, or on a different board or something like that. So it's like a good thing to hype somebody's their live. Like I said, I'm still learning all this stuff. It's a journey. It's a whole learning process. But my channel is eligible for that kind of stuff. So that's exciting. What gift you have? Well, the last few lives, people sent me some rubies and some jewels. Like I said, I don't know how to do it because I don't know what's on your end, or how they do it, but it's somewhere. Yeah, you're afraid you might hit the 300 or something. Yeah, so I think it's like packages that you purchase, like you purchase whatever, I don't know, 50 rubies for $1, or I don't really know what the price is, but it's you purchase packages, and then if you're watching people's live, you can send, so many. I want to send 20 rubies or whatever. It's kind of like on Facebook, where, what is that thing called? Where people send you gifts. I'm trying to think what that's called on Facebook. Stars? Is that what it's called? I'm having a brain fart. Stars. I think how people on Facebook send you stars, and that's like, it's kind of the same thing, but on YouTube it's different, like gifts. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, just don't hit that 300. Then you'll be like, oh man, what did I just hit? Stars. Yeah, stars is Facebook. And so this is like, yeah, jewels and whatever things on YouTube. Boy, somebody's tired. He spent a whole hour outside. He's exhausted. Thank you, Zoe. It's 1 cent per star, yeah, on Facebook. But I don't know how YouTube is. I know the last time I checked, because there was I think 3 lives, people were sending me stuff, and I think it was like $5 or something from all the rubies that I got were on my YouTube on the revenue thing. Yeah, you probably purchase it on your credit card, PayPal, that way. And then when you send it to the creator, we receive it, and then it goes on part of our monetization when we're monetized on YouTube. So there'll be different categories. So like it'll break it down, like your revenue on YouTube. You can know how much you made on your tutorials, how much you made on your like any gifts that you receive. So it breaks it down into different categories. So yeah, like when you see those really big creators and all those things are just flying, I mean, they're making so much money. When they put all like the funny emojis or the stuff on them, they're paying for all that stuff to send. I think this is going to work out with that last one right there. I'm not even going to bother making another one. I think that's going to be just fine. There's a hype button. I don't see it on your screen. Yeah, I don't understand. I know I don't think, because I've seen it where I can hype it, but I'm like, I can't hype my own video, can I? I don't understand the hype stuff. Yeah. Because I know that I'm eligible to get them hyped, but I don't know about all that. I'm still learning, still trying to figure out. Oh, I do have another one here. Still trying to figure out all this tech stuff. Try to squeeze one. Yeah, we're just gonna fit them all in. We're just gonna squeeze them in. Are they for post? Okay, I thought they were for videos too. But like I said, I don't know. I just figured out how to go live not that long ago, so that was a big win for me. And now I guess I can venture into figuring out how all the other stuff works. I need to figure out how to do the end screens, and I need to really start like trying to figure that kind of stuff out with my tutorials, how to do the end screens. And that's what my one son told me. I need to start stepping it up. He said I have to start stepping up my tutorials as far as like adding features and different things to them, making them better. Because a lot of that stuff you do on your desktop, and that is like, I am not good on the desktop. I'm great on my iPad, on my phone, but I'm not a desktop kind of person. And so there's a lot of things and features that you can do on the desktop only. And I think that's those end screens and all that kind of stuff. So I just have to figure it out. I have to really take the time. Everything gets so overwhelming sometimes, and I just have to pick one thing, master it, and then move on. Okay, we're squeezing this last one in. I feel like we're going to have to do one more right there, but let me see if I can turn it. Let's do it right there. There we go. That'll work. All right. I know, right, Betty? He's the computer kid. This kid's like, blah, 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 blah. You just do this. He gets so frustrated if I ask him for help. He can't explain anything because he just, it's so like, he's just like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's not how I learn. I need you to show me like how to do it. Yeah, you're right. I do need. That's a good one, Betty. I'm going to tell him that. He needs to step it up for me because he knows how to do all that. He just doesn't want to take the time to help me. But he's cute because he's like, because he'll always ask me like about analytics stuff. And he's like, I'm like, oh, Jacob, I got, like after a live, it'll show you when you end the live, like 14,000 viewers, 39 new subscribers. And then I'll be all excited telling him, 14,000 or whatever. And he goes, well, how many congruent views? And I'm like, well, I don't know the analytics till it comes back about, 24 hours. So he's all about that kind of analytics, which is true, because I guess it's how much congruent viewers is what really matters. And so then I'll tell him when I look at the analytics and he goes, oh, well, that's actually really good. I'm like, thank you. Because it's not, I guess, about how many, like, because views, like your live is getting, it's how many people are actually sitting on there and staying with you and watching. I guess the congruent is how many's watching together or I don't know, something like that. But it's a big part of your analytics. This is why I am not the tech kind of gal. I've really learned so much along this journey. I've amazed myself. Because in the beginning, oh my goodness. And the only reason why I figured out this live is because I was part of a boot camp. I got invited to a boot camp probably because I hadn't been going live, and it was about going live, and that was how I even learned. I was so embarrassed. I had to get on and ask because I didn't even know how to like start the live and all that kind of stuff. Oh. It's baby steps for me, but I'm proud of what I've accomplished in these 4 years, because especially the tech stuff, that has been a major accomplishment for me. And this is why you use the size 7 mesh, because the holes are bigger and you can get these zip ties through a lot easier. Hi Deb, welcome. Yeah, you really got to be tech savvy. Carol, well, I'm doing this one live, but I am going to do a tutorial on a daisy as well. Right now I have a daisy tutorial, but it's with the 21 inch. So I really want to do a step-by-step tutorial for this as well. And I'll pick out, you know, do it in a different color or something. But right now this one is live until I create that, that tutorial. I feel like I need to do one more petal, because I need one more petal right here. That's just not going to cut it with that 5. Make sure I didn't drop one on the ground. So I'm going to have to, let me just cut one more piece and just, I'm going to put it right here. Hey Gladys, welcome. I got my mesh, Zoe, from Craft Outlet. They have a great variety of mesh. And this plug is so hard to see. Sorry, I need to get an extension cord. That plug is outlet and it's hard to see. All right, let's let this warm up. Let's just cut one more piece. And we're going to place it right here. So we have that last one. But this is what we have so far. And I think it's turning out super cute in the pink. Yes, and I'm going to do a purple center. We're going to make our own center. And I'm going to make them out of purple tulips. I think it's going to look so pretty. I get very excited about the flower centers because those are so fun to make. So I'm going to let me go grab my mesh. Let that warm up. And I also have some leaves that we can add. Well, I want to wait till I move that. But I cut some leaves that we can add as well. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, so just keep your eyes open. I'm going to have a lot of flower tutorials coming up on my channel. After this Sunday, which is my paw print wreath, and after that, I'm hitting the ground running with different flowers and different flower techniques, and we're going to be fusing mesh together and creating different colors. Thank you, Patty. I need to make one more petal because I won't be able to sleep. This is bothering me. I need one petal right here. And then I'm going to make my own center out of purple tulips, which I'm excited about. Yeah. The step-by-step tutorials, I think, are a lot easier to learn on than the lives, but some people like to learn on lives. But, oh, now that would be fun. A carnation. Yeah, I love carnations. So let me just cut one more piece and we'll finish that, and then we'll add our leaves. And then I'm going to show you how to make a really fun and easy flower center. Yeah, I think the tulip center is going to be pretty. Because Patty, I had Googled daisies, and one caught my eye that was pink and purple in the center. So that's why I decided I wanted to do pink and purple. And for those that don't know, this is a wood burner tool. I have them linked in my Amazon store. They're very inexpensive, and you cut on a piece of tempered glass. And what it does is it seals these edges with the heat so they don't fray. Otherwise, the poly burlap will just shred and it will fray on you. And then I have my handy dandy, they call it a hot shot holder from Susie's Wreaths and Things. And I always have this linked in the description section of my tutorials. I love that thing, because when you buy those wood burner tools, they just come with a little metal stand that just would scare me to death. The thing was going to fall on me and burn me. And that hot shot holder is awesome. Okay, let me get this out of my way. So this is the tempered glass. Before I got that tempered glass, I had used the little glass from my outdoor patio table because I didn't have a tempered glass. Sometimes you got to improvise. You could use your microwave glass, or you could just buy your tempered glass and be done with it. They're not that expensive. But see, the petals are very easy to make. And I just think they have a really cool, like, shape to them. Oh, thank you, Zoe. Those are, yeah. I have a very, very small craft studio. So I have to make the most of my space. And those flower buckets really come in handy to be able to store some of my flowers. Yes, that's what you've told me before, Kelly, and I'm gonna have to try that. I don't have a soldering iron, but I definitely would like to attempt to see that. It'd be nice not to have as much smoke, because you definitely have to cut in a ventilated room. Really, Patty? You saw it made differently? It's really fun to do on the 21-inch. That daisy, that one I have listed in my Amazon store, and it's huge. It is such, I think that would be such a fun, like, petal or flower to make, like if you're doing, like a photo shoot or something fun, maybe like a birthday party, and you want like a little backdrop and take pictures in front and make a bunch of those big old daisies. I think that would be fun, because they make a statement. They're really huge. Zoe, this one I will be listing in my Etsy store. I'm starting to list a lot more of my designs now. Because I have a lot of, I kind of took a break from my Etsy store, and I took a lot of things out, but now I decided I'm going to start listing stuff again, because I just have too much stuff, and a lot of this costs a lot of money to make, and if I can, get back any of my money and put it back into the supplies, then that's going to be a win-win. So yeah, I'm going to start giving my Etsy store a little more love. I just really focus on my YouTube channel, so it's hard for me to focus on the Etsy store too, as far as promoting and doing the things that I need to do. If I was really, if that was all I was doing, well, and that's what I was doing before my YouTube channel my main focus was my Etsy store. And so there's a lot of, you know, tools and things that you can do to help to drive people to your Etsy store, but I don't have the time to drive people to my Etsy store right now. So my focus is my YouTube channel, but it's there, and if anybody ever wants to purchase anything from there, you can find me on Etsy too. I always leave the links in the description of my tutorials. There's like a link tree, and it will bring up my Etsy store. It's Hollie Hobbies Studio is my Etsy store. And I only list things that I really love. That I wouldn't, you know, that I would enjoy if I had to make another one. I would enjoy that. I got very burned out. I know a lot of you have heard the story a million times, but when I had a couple reels that went viral. So if you haven't heard the story, some people that are new don't know the story, but I had a couple reels that went viral. And this was, I've only had 2 reels that went viral, and they were my pumpkin wreath. Sorry, I'm trying to get this through the mesh here. And one went viral on Facebook one season, and I sold like 55 pumpkin wreaths. And then the other one went viral on TikTok the next season, and I sold the same thing, over 50 wreaths. And after that, I got really burned out of making and selling pumpkin wreaths because that's all I did from the time I woke up in the morning till the time I went to bed. Like and if you know me, when I say go to bed, I'm talking 2, 3 in the morning. And that's all I did for the whole month of September, and I was exhausted. And so that's why I just kind of got burned out. And I wasn't pushing my Etsy store anymore because it was too much. And then that kept me from making my tutorials and the stuff that I'm really trying to focus on. So I am just trying to get this last zip tie through here, and it's not cooperating with me. Come on. There's like a big chunk of mesh right there. Okay, there we go. It's getting kind of thick right there to get through all these pieces. But I'll get it. I just got to keep playing around, find the right spot. There it is. Yes, Holly, I will make a video. I will have a step-by-step tutorial on how to do this. That will probably be, you know what? I could make that for my my next one after the 1st. On Sunday, the 1st, I have a paw print tutorial coming out. And then I could do one of these for the following tutorial. And I'll give you a step-by-step breakdown on this whole thing, and we'll do it in a different color so you can see the different colors. Maybe we'll do a traditional one. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And now let's add some leaves, and then we're going to make our center. And let's add some leaves. I have the large daisy, Valerie. I have the step-by-step tutorial on my YouTube channel for the large daisy. So if you scroll back to, I believe, last spring, you'll see it there. It's a big old large Daisy, and it's made on the same frame, the 8-inch frame. It's just the leaves are, the petals are like huge, but it's the same exact technique. You're just doing it on that. Yes, this would be really pretty for Mother's Day. Let's see. Jeanette says, where are your wreaths shipped from? I'm in California, Jeanette. And I do ship different places too. It's just free shipping is in the United States. And then after that, I believe my Etsy settings are set where it'll calculate the shipping for you. Okay, so let's add some leaves on the back here. And you don't have to add the leaves, but we're going to add the leaves, because I think the leaves always give it a nice little pop. And they're easy to do, so we might as well just add them. And we'll just do something like this. Not like that, how that was sitting. Hold on. See, when you're live, you get to join me through the whole process here of taking things apart. And this is real time. Let's do this. Let's add it underneath this thing. There we go. Now we're talking. So that makes it easier. I'll just put it right underneath that bar. I get this mesh from, I get it from Craft Outlet, Holly. They have, you just go to craftoutlet.com and get ready, because you're going to want everything. But they have the best mesh. They have every kind of mesh. This is called poly burlap, and they have poly burlap in every color imaginable. Here's some examples. I have some, I was going to do this hummingbird. I thought that would be pretty. I wanted to do a flower with that center. What did I get for this? I think I got these two. But anyway, they have, look at all the pretty colors they have. I think this is what I was going to do with the hummingbird. I was going to do something with these two colors and this. I thought that would be pretty. And then I have this other sign, because I love doing flowers and placing the sign in the middle. I think it looks really cute, and I wanted to do something with this, with that salmon color. So I like these signs. I like the 8-inch signs because they work out good when you want to use them in the center of your design. We did one live, or was it live? I think it was live. We did one with or no, I think it was a tutorial where I did a flower and I had the welcome sign in the middle. Yes, Patty, it's fun. You're going to get hooked on it. It's a fun flower. And one that I want to do really bad is I want to do your dahlia. I love that wreath so much. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not making this look very graceful here. Let me take this out. Let me get my zip tie in here first. Okay. I want to get it under this, in this plastic mesh here. Come on. It's not cooperating with me right now. That's why I like the one zip ties where they're kind of angled at the top. So when you're trying to do stuff like this, there we go. Except I want to come in at least a couple bars. You know what I'm talking about with those zip ties, how they're angled? It's for that kind of, this purpose right there. Okay, I want to come under this way. There we go. So if I hold it under the bar, at least it stays the way that I want it to stay. And then I could spread out the leaves like that. And it just gives you just a little pop of green. So we're going to add, let's add some more. And then we're going to make our center. And boy, this might be my fastest live yet. Yes, she's amazing. I love Patty's work. I've been following Patty for a long time. And I'm intrigued with her, her owl. That's how I think I first found you, Patty, was that owl. I thought that was the neatest thing that I had ever seen. And, that's when I first started following your channel. And then when I found the angel wings too, when I was searching. And when I was looking for that really extra special something, and your angel wings popped up, and I said, oh, yes, please. Because... okay, you know what? I'm not even going to go on the mesh. I'm just going to keep it on the bar. I'm making this way more difficult than it needs to be here. We're just going right on the bar with our leaves. But I think that's why... okay, I'm sorry. I want to take that off. I want it to go under the bar. I want the petals to stay under the bar like that, because it pushes them down how I want them. So in order to do that, I'm going to come through this way. Well, I guess I'm doing just what I was doing. I was just trying to find an easier way, but I need to bend this zip tie. There we go. That's the only way to connect it, because if I want it to stay under the bar, and that's what I want. So that's what we're doing. That's what we have so far. So I'm just going to continue adding these other ones here. And then we're going to have fun with the center. Yeah, Patty loves to work with poly burlap, just like I do. And she just makes the most fabulous creations. I mean, just beautiful. And her ombre patterns will just blow your mind. Like, my head would be spinning trying to figure out that ombre, that design that you did with the angel wings that I did too, from your tutorial. I mean, that design is incredible. That ombre effect. Yeah, I was looking at your spiral one and I thought, oh gosh, my head was spinning. There's no way I could figure that out on my own. I think if I do the dolly, I'm going to probably just stick with certain colors first until one day I'll venture into the spiral one. Okay, we're just almost done adding these. And it's got 2 more zip ties. Yes, I love the ombre look too. It is just absolutely stunning. I love anything ombre. We just did my last live. Was it the last live? I start losing track, but the one where I did the angel wings on the 17-inch wreath frame, and I had this beautiful ribbon that I love. It's from Hobby Lobby. It's in the Easter section every year, and it's the most beautiful ombre pattern. And that's what we were just talking about. I love anything ombre. It's just, oh, I love it. But how do you sit and think about those patterns, Patty? Because those are like, that's a lot of thinking to figure out which color goes where to create that effect. Bye, Teresa. See you later. Yes, there's so many choices, huh? Yeah, I've been wanting to do the another angel wing, like a smaller one too, with the fused mesh. I've been on an angel wing kick lately, and I did the I wanted to see what it looked like on the 17-inch. And I really liked how it turned out because I saw one of those wreath frames at Hobby Lobby that I'd never seen before. And it turned out really pretty on that wreath frame. That's the first year I've ever seen the 17 inches. And people had wanted me to do it because we wanted to compare it with the other one. And it was very nice. Okay, I figured out the leaves. So we're securing them to the inner bar, and then that works out good right there with the plastic and the inner bar. And then I just have them pushed underneath that number 1 bar. So it's going to help spread out those leaves. Bye, Deb. We'll see you later. All right, so we have just a little pop of color coming out, and you can always move your leaves around to get them to come out where you want, or move any of the petals around. But look at how fun this flower is. I mean, if that doesn't scream spring. And then when you hang it up on the wall, all these petals will push out. And when you finish off the back too, you could put something a little bit bigger, but it's all going to push out and be super pretty when it's hanging up. Love it in the pink. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so where are we at? We're doing pretty good. All right, we're under 2 hours. This will be my quickest live. That's good. I thought this was going to take a lot longer, and we whipped it out like nothing. Hey, Lori, how was dinner? Thank you, Patty. Lori's back. Vito and Lucy were waiting for you. Lori, this is what we have so far. Now we're going to make our center. So, we're going to make our center now. And I'm going to get my hot glue skillet warmed up here. Delicious. All right. Nice. Sorry, not very graceful trying to plug that in, but it is what it is. I only have so many outlets in here. Okay, we're going to let this warm up. We're going to get our center started. And where did my tulips go? Here we go. We're going to make them with some purple tulips, because I have a lot of these tulips. Let me get these out of the way. Because I have a lot of these. If you haven't seen my tulip wreath tutorial, it's one of my favorite ones to do. And you buy these little, the mini tulips from Michael's. I haven't seen them out yet, but they have them every year. So that's one thing I have a lot of is tulips. Because when I was making my kits and selling them on Etsy, I had bought a bunch of tulips because I was going to sell tulip wreath kits. But I stopped doing the kits for now. I'm probably going to revisit the kits again. But for right now, I took out all of my kits till I figure out a different kit that I want to do. Oh, thank you, Lori. we're still got to do the center. Tell Carl I said thank you. All right. Okay. Bye, Catherine. We'll see you later. Debbie, you said you missed the dahlia conversation. Well, I was just saying that Patty has a gorgeous spiral dahlia on her channel. And I've been itching to do a fused dahlia. Dolly. Yes. So check it out. It's gorgeous. She creates these like fabulous patterns that are just breathtaking. This flower is a daisy, Gladys. Hey, Rob Stardellis. Welcome. Welcome, friend. For this one is going to be, I won't be able to use the placemat for this because it's an 8-inch frame. But if I did any wreath on the 14-inch frame, those are perfect for the placemats. So this one would be better to use a piece of felt or some foam core. But the felt would be nice. You just make sure you trace out the frame before you start and cut out your piece of felt. And then you could zip tie it right to the frame for the finishing touch on the back. Holly, go to craftoutlet.com is where I love to get my poly burlap because they come in every color known to mankind. I mean, they have gorgeous they have every mesh that you can imagine. Deco mesh, poly burlap, fine weave mesh, foil mesh, ombre mesh. I mean, it's, yeah. It's just going to, you got to be careful because you'll get yourself in trouble. Beautiful ribbon. But tomorrow, yes, Betty, I need to do that for sure. Because I know it doesn't look very graceful with me trying to bend over and find the outlet. That's, yeah, I need to get one of those. I keep forgetting. This is a one roll design. So it's just one roll. I still have extra here. You can shut the door if you need to. I still have a little bit extra to use with another project. And then you can grab some green. They have different greens. They have an olive green, like a brighter green, like a lime green. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. I had a self-care day yesterday, so I desperately needed to get my hair done again. I usually only get it colored once a year or highlighted, and then I just keep it trimmed throughout the year. But yeah, it was my pamper day yesterday. Thank you. Yeah, I thought I gotta have this shirt too. I thought it was so cute. Lori. Lori's husband calls me the West Coast Wreath Queen. And that always makes me laugh. Fresh green is my favorite for leaves. Yes, I like the fresh green for the spring leaves and the olive green for like the pumpkin wreaths and stuff. But it's nice that they have a variety like that. So this is gonna be so easy to do this. You're gonna just like be, whoa, that was that easy. This is my favorite way to make a center. I'm just letting that my glue warm up here. And we're gonna get started with the little knob that's gonna go on the back. And these we're just gonna pull right off. That's all we're gonna have to do for these. And I just think this is gonna look so pretty in the center. Because I have more of these tulips next door. I went crazy last year when these all got clearanced out. And then I like to save these too because you can use the wire off of it to do things like I'm going to do right now. Hey Betty, it's funny that you mentioned that. I got one of those yesterday from the Dollar Tree, and I'm wondering, yeah, I was in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I remember when everyone was talking about that, because I thought it would be fun to do a tutorial with using that, like a really easy Dollar Tree tutorial I'm going to do, because the Dollar Tree tutorials do very well for me. People love a good Dollar Tree tutorial, and I picked that up. Where is it? I'm going to go grab it real quick. So for those of you, when you're wondering about the steering wheel covers, these are a great way to finish off the back of your wreaths too. Like this would have been a good one to finish off, like say my tulip wreath that I did. This fits perfectly over a 14-inch wreath frame. And so I thought it'd be really cute to do a tutorial where I just cover up the wreath frame with it, like a super easy one for people, just the real basic one with all Dollar Tree supplies. So this will be the wreath base of is this steering wheel cover. But isn't that pretty? I just got that yesterday from Dollar Tree. Yeah, so this is a great way, like Betty's saying, for people to finish off the backs of wreaths too. I guess more of a design where it's open. But if you want to close off the whole back, the placemats are great for the 14-inch wreath frames. Those are perfect. The inexpensive placemats, zip tie it to the back, and you've got a beautiful finished back. So yeah, I thought that would be fun, Patty. Just do like a real basic, like with just Dollar Tree ribbon, the steering wheel cover, and I haven't quite figured out maybe something, but I want this to, I don't want to fill it up too much because I think this is so pretty. So maybe even just this and a bow, I think would be pretty. So anyway, I'm coming up with some idea. That's what happens when we go to Dollar Tree. Our wheels start spinning. That's how us crafters work. Our minds are just like, that's not a steering wheel cover. I see that as a wreath. Okay, so let's go ahead. Which one, Kelly? The steering wheel cover or the flower? All right, this probably needs to heat up more, but I'm going to make it work right with what we have here. So what I do is I just took a little piece of my floral stem, I dipped it in the glue, and I glued it on the back. And we're going to let that dry. And that's going to be how we attach attach this to our wreath. I'll use some floral wire to attach it. I just want to let that dry pretty good before we start popping these these tulips in. So let me take a little coffee break. I know, I don't even remember, I haven't looked for these in ages, and I was really happy with that pastel, like that Easter one. I just thought that is so cute. I just has all the Easter colors. I think that's just going to be so pretty. Like I said, I might just do this and make a Dollar Tree bow and call it a day. Because you know what? All of our wreaths, like as far as a YouTube creator goes, people want to see a little bit of everything. Like, honestly, those Dollar Tree, the very simple ones that I do, those are my most popular tutorials. People love the Dollar Tree tutorials. And they actually had some really cute ribbon there yesterday too, which I swore I wasn't going to get any more Dollar Tree ribbon. I have quite a bit. I need to use it up. So I was thinking about a couple tutorials are going through my head with what I can use up some of that ribbon with. 7 degrees, Lori. Oh, Patty, is it cold like that too in West Virginia? There is like, everyone's been in some cold weather. Someone was in below 7 degrees. Okay, we're almost done here. Just letting that set. Okay, now we are going to make, hopefully this isn't too big for the center. That should be fine. I mean, it would have been probably better to have it a little bit smaller, but we're going to make it work. Let me just kind of shave some of this just to kind of round it a little bit. So you can make your centers. There's, you know, I think that is going to be a good tutorial I'm going to do one day, is making different flower centers. But I like to do them like this with the actual flowers, but you can make your own with felt. You can make them with Deco Mesh. You can make them so many different ways. All right, so this is where the handy dandy glue skillet comes in. Am I still in the frame? I feel like I'm out of the frame right now. Let me, oh, because I got it. Let me get back in the frame here. Okay. So now we're just dipping and putting it in our foam here. And we're just buttoning them up kind of close together. And hoping that that doesn't go through the top like that just did. And which I guess that would be fine too. I could just glue it, but I want to try to stick these little pieces. So it's probably better to grab from the inside to make sure you get the little stem going in there. And that's all I do. I just butt them up next to each other and just start filling this whole thing up. That's what I did with my large daisy wreath. And I used yellow, like really pretty yellow mums from the Dollar Tree and just stuffed it. Okay, this isn't working out as planned. It's kind of melting the plastic. We might end up just having to hot glue these on here. Maybe I need to turn down my glue skillet. This one has a temperature on it, a gauge. Or it'd probably help if I started the hole first, which maybe I'll do that. Let me find a pen. Or I might use my scissors. I'm just going to poke a little hole first so I can get that stem in there. And then it should go pretty smooth. But I think the purple is going to look really pretty in the center. You know, I just, the only reason why I didn't do that is because I didn't, left unsaid is I didn't want it to stick up that far. And then the tops aren't glued onto that stem, so they would probably just like fall off. But if you wanted to like take each one off, glue it, put it back in, and then cut that stem short, that would definitely be an option, like you're saying. But you want to get these really close together. Like, I feel like that one's not close enough. I'm going to go a little bit closer. And we just filling her up, and then we're going to hook it to our center, and we are going to have a gorgeous spring daisy. So yeah, you can buy some felt. I'm sure you've probably all seen people do where you fold the felt, cut it in about a couple inches, fold it in half, clip it like that, and then just start moving it in a spiral. You can always do your centers like that. But we're getting there. It's just going to take a minute to get all this filled in. Good night, Patty. Thanks for popping in. See you later, friend. So if you are new to my channel, if you can hit that subscribe button right down below, it'll take you straight to my YouTube channel. I release new tutorials every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if everyone could give this live a thumbs up, that helps me and the algorithm, and YouTube will hopefully push my content out to more people. You got sun today. All right, Rob started Alice. We got some sun shining out today too. It was so nice to see some sunshine again. And yesterday too, because we've been having some fog, a lot of fog. And it was just so nice when that fog burned off and the sun came out. Can't wait to get some sun on my face and just sit outside again with that sunshine. Get some vitamin D. Ooh, this is going to be such a fun center. I never thought about doing tulips. Usually I do flowers like this. Where are they? Like this. These look really pretty in the center when you smush them all together. I never have done it with the tulips, and I just think this is going to be really pretty. But you got to get the whole thing filled up, and you got to start filling up around the outside too. So just bear with me. Oh, thank you, Better Left Unsaid. All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. You couldn't find the thumbs up. Debbie said the thumbs up is at the top if you're looking for it. We'll figure this thing out by the eventually. We'll figure out all the ins and outs of these lives, how to hype it, how to, you know, the jewels, all that stuff. It's a learning process. My grandkids that I keep have not been in school all week. Wow. Have they been wanting to go out and play out in the snow, Dawn? I bet it's hard to keep everyone entertained on snow days. Or maybe not. Maybe everyone just wants to hang out and relax. Okay, we're getting there. I have some more tulips. Shouldn't be too much longer. I promise we're gonna be wrapping this up in no time at all. My little cousin's in Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville, which that is such a beautiful city. And then I have another cousin in Missouri, and then another one in Oklahoma. All right, I'm just going to go through around here. That way everything is nice and full. We don't want to see any green. If you see any green, just place another one in there. Well, that didn't work very good right there. We'll get there. And if you're new here and you're new to my channel, I do release new tutorials every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Rain or shine, I will have a tutorial up. And I like to do a little bit of everything. But we have a lot of I have a lot of different things. Ice cream cones, pumpkins, flowers. Trying to think what else I have that's out of the box. Just a lot of fun ones. Carrot. I love out of the box kind of fun stuff. But I also do a lot of classic designs too. It's just whatever strikes me, whatever I'm feeling that week. I have a dog paw coming up here, which I'm very excited. Kelly helped me with, I was picking her brain about how to do certain things on there, and I appreciate your help on that, Kelly. I really love how that turned out. Now, would that be one I list in my Etsy store? No, because that was it was, you know, it looks like it'd be an easy one, which it is an easy one. It's just, it was a little time consuming. I'm not going to lie about that. It definitely was. It was a process, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. It was a lot of fun. I was going to do a cat one too, Kelly, but I decided after finishing that, I think I'm good for that for now. Because I did buy what you suggested with the shower rings. And I got the clover, but I don't think it was the same size as the one that you showed me. It was smaller. So I think they would have been like way small. They didn't have those big ones. So I don't know. I might do little cat paws, like maybe on a wreath instead of just a cat paw wreath. Like some sort of cat themed one with little cat paws. Because I bought all the stuff. I got the yarn. So that's probably what I'll do with those. All right, we're getting there. I promise we're almost done here. Wrapping the hearts. Yeah. It took, it was, yeah. It was, I mean, it wasn't hard. It wasn't a hard wreath. It was just time consuming because you gotta cut the material and then the foam core pieces, because I wanted to do it with the material. I think they look really cute with the material, but people do them without the material too, and they look cute. But, you know, it's just the whole process of that and wrapping the heart. And then what I did too is I added popsicle sticks on the back to give it more stability, and it worked out. It worked like a charm. Because it was a little floppy, you know, it kind of flopped back after I put all the zip ties in. And then those popsicle sticks worked out so good. It's like so rigid and perfect. It's fallen just the way I wanted it to. So I'm excited about that one. That one's coming out this Sunday. A lot of work, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it. Yes. Yes, I've seen your cat paws, and they're so stinking cute. But I was trying to find that clover that the Dollar Tree one, and the ones that it wasn't the same size. They were like little tiny hearts. I'll pull it out and show you. So I thought they'd make little tiny cat paws. You put a lot of zip ties. Yeah, I did the I came up with the popsicle stick idea, and it worked like a charm. Yeah. It was super rigid. I just glued them right on the back, on the heart and on the paw, on each one. It doesn't look the prettiest on the back, and that's what I said in the tutorial. I said it's for me. But if I was giving it away as a gift, I definitely would add some more material to the back. But I got 2 yards, and that would have been perfect enough, just enough to add, you know, if I wanted to cut the extra material and finish off the back. Okay, we're almost done here. I probably could have done a lot smaller of a, this might be a little big here. Let me just fill up these last little sections. I mean, it's a little big, but it's okay. It's still gonna work. I could have done a little bit smaller of a foam piece. You saw the little clovers, Kelly? Yeah, they're just starting to roll out a little of the St. Patrick's Day. They didn't, well, the one Dollar Tree I went to today, because I have 4, or went to last night. I hadn't been to this one in a while, and they didn't have any of the, like hardly any Easter stuff out. Like the other one I have in town had already been starting on their Easter stuff for a while. All right, we're just about there. I just see a little patch of green, right? Let's move that up. All right, I think that's gonna do it. No, we probably didn't even need that inner row of petals with this being so big. 5.5 inches at its biggest part, okay. He's out there with my husband, Lori. He was in here sleeping, and then he decided he probably hears some food or something going on. So he's like, where's the food? He's a big beggar. He is a huge beggar dog. Oh, well, I haven't, I was giving you the, I haven't posted the finished one yet, Debbie, but I gave you a sneak peek into the paws. But I have the bow added and all the embellishments, and they turned out so cute. It just makes me like smile. Makes me happy. Okay, now it is on the large side. I'm not going to lie. And I almost want to pull this off and pull these two out a little bit more. Which I think I'm going to do that because we're not even going to see them. And I could kind of angle them up a little bit more, which I think would probably be a good thing to do. So I'm sorry I have to put you all through this, but it's just the process of getting it the way you want. These are all the things that I iron out before I do the tutorial. This is live, so this is a whole different ball game here. And just try not to mess up my mesh here. I want to pull these out a little bit more. Okay, so we're just going to do that one, and then I'm going to take this one out too. Okay. So let's just pop these up a little bit higher. And that way, when we put this in, we can at least see those petals a little bit more. I'm even going to pop this one out too. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay. I'm just going to pull these up a little bit higher, that's all. See, we're ironing out the kinks before the actual tutorial. So that's good. Just want to get this a little bit higher. Oh, thank you, Kelly. I know sometimes I feel like, but you know what? I like to get things the way I want them. Because if I don't do it now, trust me, I'll be taking this apart and doing it because it'll bother me. See, we just want to poke out a little bit more there. Okay. I almost want to take out this whole center row, but I'm trying to get past that right now. Okay, so let's just pop these other ones back in. And I'll get this one up a little higher right here. There we go. And let's get this other one up a little higher. I know, right? Because you know if you don't do it, you're going to eventually do it. Because you're going to sit there and be like thinking about it. Now I forget where I put everything. Where did this one go? Let's see. Maybe it was right here. Okay. Now it all looks different. All right, we're good. I'm just going to put this one right here. A petal is not perfect, right? A flower. So we got to be happy with the imperfections, because that's what makes a flower. Just like I say in my tutorials, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exact. I probably say that in almost all of my tutorials because that is the truth. Okay. There we go. All right. There we go. We got those up a little higher. And now we're going to add our center. Just going to use some floral wire because that's going to go through nice and easy. Get through all of our Deco Mesh bundles right there. Sarah, I'm using a daisy petal. It's called a daisy petal. So it has that unique shape to it. And now we're going to add our flower center. And that adding that little nub on the back with the floral wire, it works out really good. You just hot glue it in there. And I use that same technique if I have any embellishments that are foam that I want to connect to a wreath. This is exactly what I do. And now we're going to go through, just find some holes to come through. And sometimes it takes, you got to play around with your center to get everything the way you want. And I'm going to flip it over and secure it really good. And I'm not going to finish off the back, but if you are selling these, you're gifting these, you definitely want to finish off the back. And I would suggest a piece of felt, tracing your wreath frame and zip tying it to the outer frame, and that'll give you a nice finished back for your wreath. No, they don't, Lori. They're strictly online. And I have, I know we talk a lot about Craft Outlet. We talk about TMI Gifts. And I will be doing just a quick unboxing video from TMI Gifts, a live tomorrow. And I'll probably try to get on here by noon for sure. Maybe like 11:30. I'll schedule it tonight once I decide. But if you want to see like what they offer too, I have a lot of ribbon and some wreath attachments that are in there. So I'll do an unboxing video for that tomorrow. If you all can make that, that would be great. So this is our flower. What do you think? I think it turned out so pretty with the purple center and that fun petal. And you can make this as full as you want, or you can have it spaced out a little bit. But this was really fun to make. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun making this. So I hope that you enjoyed the process and you had fun checking out a different flower technique. And a lot of these flower petals that I do, you can mix and match too in one flower, which I think we'll do that sometime too. We'll do, you know, add the Dean Martin petal and the Dean Martin. I did that on my one live. The Dean Michaels petal. I call it the Dean Martin. And one of my followers was like, "Oh, is that a dancing petal?" And I just lost it. We'll mix and match some different petals in one flower. So I think that would be a fun tutorial to do too. No, you couldn't flip it because the back looks ugly. See, you got all, because you have that the little side is tucked into the bigger part. So no, this one you definitely could not flip. Hello, I am Happy Man Boy. Welcome. All right, Laura. Thank you so much, everybody. And if you're new to my channel, if you hit that subscribe button right down below, it'll take you to my channel. I release new tutorials every Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I go live every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if everybody could give this live a quick thumbs up before we go, I really appreciate it. It helps me and my channel. YouTube will push my content out to more people. So I really appreciate you all joining me today, and I hope that you'll come back and join me live another day. And I'm just happy to have you all here on my live journey. So thanks for watching Hollie Hobbies, from my heart to yours. Bye, everyone. See you later.